Welcome everybody to Rev Talk. I'm in sunny California right now while Kim's back and it's sunny where she is. It's not too cold, but we're going to talk about a trigger point that actually affects all of us, especially Kim right now. Take it away.
Wow, thanks, Bev. Thanks for throwing me under the bus.
I'm good at that.
I know you are. You love doing that too. Hi, everyone. Yes, this one, this has been a big one this week for me, and it has me questioning myself a lot. And of course, going through everything this morning, I decided to pull a card. And of course, appropriately, it came up as acceptance, which had me breathing and pausing and saying, okay, I have to accept, without going into great detail, accepting people's choices as that, their choice and not mine. I have felt myself getting dragged into someone else's drama, and it's really affected me. I mean, it's really affected me this week, and I questioned everything. Then I questioned everything about myself. I questioned, why I'm not compassionate, and why I should be better than this, and that I should be better than this, that's an old trigger from my dad.
My granddaughter's leaving.
Oh, okay.
While you were saying, what you were saying was in my mind, I'm beginning to realize that it's not so much as accepting it, it is understanding that it is their choices.
Okay.
And their choices wouldn't be the choices we would make because we think differently.
Well, and maybe part of that is accepting the fact that at some point in time, I was where they are now. And maybe that's part of the trigger as well, is that I see where I used to be, or where I have, where I have been in the past, as to where they are now. And I think to myself, I have the answer. If you just listen to me, I have the answer. And this is their journey. So
what you have to say is, would you like some would you like some, can't say advice.
Well, and that's the thing.
Examples. Would you like some examples of how things will turn out?
I did. I was asked, and I did.
So then
I was rather, I don't want to say blunt. It was just,
that's what I was gonna say.
it was just, it was very straightforward, but she knows me well enough to know that when I say this, I say it out of love.
Yes.
And just frustration for her until I get off the phone.
I think, as you said, you are saying it with love, so it's released, and then you're afraid that she'll take offense at it, and then you doubt how you said it, you doubt yourself, and
right.
It's a pattern.
Right.
When someone triggers, then you doubt yourself. So we have to think, as our human body is, to be able to understand that it's their journey. You know it's wrong. You know from experience and insight how enabling it is, and not doubt that what you know in your gut is the truth, pure white truth full of love, because it is affecting multiple people.
Right.
It's not just affecting your friend and their family, it's affecting you, your job, etc. So it just goes out as this virus.
But, well,
So
that's true, and that's the thing that I'm kind of anticipating. As far as next week, work-wise, it got dumped on me. And that's what kind of triggered me most of all.
see, it's affecting you. When things start to affect you, this is what they've been saying on Angels Teach, is we need to realign ourselves and figure out what path should we be taking.
Right.
Is it a new job? Is it away from this headache? Because there's not going to be a lot of time involved in that.
Well, and that's it. See, and then that's where I get myself stuck, is that, you know, where am I supposed to go next? What am I supposed to do? You know, and then I get myself stuck in, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
and then
can't
and
do
you
anything
doubt.
less than this. And oh yeah, and then I doubt myself, and then I start to spiral as to, why am I even here? I'm taking up space. That's, and I can go there quickly. And like, you and I have talked earlier before we started this. This is a touchier time of year for me, with a lot of memories coming up.
Excuse me.
Oh, sure. But it's the memories, and I will continue to talk while she's gone to her granddaughters. But it's a tough time of year for me. My mother's birthday is coming up. She's been gone for a number of years. Well, for like 12 years. Well, it'll be 12 years.
Oh.
At the end of December, it'll be 12 years. Yeah, so that's
And then if you stop and think about that, when things go bad, you spiral down to all your bad memories. It is in your upbringing, and that's human nature. When you're down, you're down. So we have to work on building you up and bringing in more good into you,
right.
into your circle. And everybody has problems,
I
and
know.
you can listen to their problems. That's no problem. But as an empathy, we take it in,
Yes.
and then it spirals us down. So I'll send you some black tourmaline to protect you from theirs, and yet you're able to help them as much as they want to be helped.
I know. And I think that's part of the reason why I beat myself up, is that, I want to be there for them. And yet I absorb all the emotions. I'm like, I get sucked right into it, and I'm right there. And I can feel what they're feeling, and I can feel their anxiety and their frustration. And oh my gosh,
And it's so simple to
I know.
change.
Well, and you mentioned, and I want to bring this up because I think this is a wonderful lesson, something for everyone, if it resonates, to try. But you do a clearing every night. And so explain that again, please.
I've always used Archangel Michael. It's just the way I had been trained. And there's various ways, but what I found very productive to me is I ask him to remove all the cords that no longer serve his purpose, so I can release any of the negative energy that's tied to them. So I visualize them coming from the top of my head, because my head is blocked and I got to get all this stuff out of here. So I bring it down and I shoot it out through my feet, and I imagine roots just growing into the ground. And I'm usually in bed, so I'm squeezing the end of the bed and the mattress, and then they shoot down and they go all the way down to the center earth where all the magnum is. And as soon as those cords hit that magnum, they burst into bright light. And I ask that that light come back up and heal me with green crystals. And it's just, it's a beautiful visual, and it works very well for me. And it's something I've done for years. And I keep thinking, how do I have so much to release? But then in all your readings and studying, you always are constantly releasing, because we pick up everything from the day as well as just our emotions and what we're trying to clear for our personal. So there's a lot out there, a lot of negative energy.
You're right. You're right. Thank you for that. That's beautiful.
Mm.
I have to, I'm going to get into that habit of doing that every night to try and help clear, what no longer serves me.
I was just thinking of one thing that when I did Deepak Chopra's class, he had mentioned something that was, I never take salt and rub salt on my body. And he says, just, you don't have to buy it thing. You just take any of your soap that you use, add some sea salt, mix it, and then scrub yourself. And you should do that once a week, because things get stuck on the skin and they start to go inside the body, and you want a pure body. He also said you should take an Epsom salt bath every week.
I was just going to mention that.
And so they go hand in hand. And I used to do that. I used to just take hand soap and take my salt and mix it, and then it actually exfoliates.
Right.
But so it's telling you there is stuff there that we're holding on to them that aren't just cords.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's actually pores and everything else. So those are just cleansing things that are good practice for people, particularly spiritual people.
And again, and I was mentioning this, Siobhan had said to me, to just consider water. So when you're in the shower, and that's one of the things I do when I'm standing in the shower. It's like it's like, thank you for cleansing me of whatever is hanging on, and thank you for the water, and I visualize that briefly.
Yeah.
I think about
it's too cold.
Oh yeah, it's like, okay, thank you. But I do that. So I mean, that's another, just, I guess, to be more mindful of where our energy is spreading, where our energy is going, where it's, what we're bringing in. And you're absolutely right. It's I take it on, and I don't even realize it until it's too late, until I'm there or I've finished the conversation, and then I'm like, oh, but I'm like,
and then you've got it all within you. Now you've got to release it,
exactly.
And that's there again. It's a continuous cycle.
Yes.
And the higher we rise, the more we take in.
That is true. That is true. Oh, so thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope it helped.
It did, at least for me, and it will. I think it will. I think it's very good information, and I just need to remind myself to do it.
Yes.
So thank you. So with that, I think we'll end here on this. And I want to remind everybody, to be gentle with yourselves and to be kind to yourself, and to remember that you are unique in all the universe. There will never be another just like you in all of space and time. You are powerful, you are cherished, and you are loved. And without you, the song of the universe would be incomplete. Until next time, my friends, be well.